on YouTube? Mr. Football here, and today we're going to talk about the top 8 football gear for running backs. So I did a video like this 2 years ago on the top 5 things that running backs would need, and getting a lot of comments and a lot of views from you guys has been great. And I really wanted to go through and redo this video because a lot of you brought up some good points in that video, and I wanted to add some things today and just let you know that this list is just my opinion. And if there's something that I missed or something that you want to add, like, you're free to add, that to the comments below. I really like this video series because everybody gets to comment on what they use and don't use. And a lot of you have had great input and say, well, I wouldn't really use that, but I would use this instead. And so that's perfectly fine. I didn't limit this to any set amount of gear. It came down to 5 and 6 between me, and I said I'll just include everything I can think of that a running back might need, and that would be feasible. So we're going to talk about the top 8 things. We're going to do descending order, and we're going to start at 8 and go all the way to the most important thing. And just so you know, cleats are included in this list because it is a part of the game, but I'm only talking about cleats from the standpoint of what style of cleats you need to look at as a running back, rather than just saying that cleats are important and you have to have them. Well, yes, everybody has to wear cleats in football, but it's just that's a comment that I wanted to just stomp out right now. Here we go. So starting with number 8, we're going to talk about upgraded mouth guards. So you could easily go out and purchase an upgraded mouth guard. Most of us get the boil and bite mouth guard when you get in football. And I've got just some examples of some upgraded mouth guards you can get. I've got these from Shock Doctor, the Max Airflow lip guards. Battle makes them, Nike makes them, Under Armour. Whatever brand you like, whatever design you like, there are several of them out here. These are extremely popular today. So, that's a small upgrade that you could do. These style of mouth guards, a good upgraded mouth guard, you could say you could spend $10 to $12 on it. Obviously, the more that you spend, the more flashier it gets. So just for instance, like this Savage one is like $20. So like I said, you can get expensive real quick with those. So if it's one of those last little things that you want, that's why I put it last, because it's not really a necessity. You could get by with it. It's more of a swag item, as I've talked about in these videos. And we are including some swag items throughout this. Things that just didn't make the cut. If I did a top 5 and said you got to pick 5, these would be cut. But like I said, we're just going off of practicality here, and I did want to include some swag items with you here today. Number 7 is a football towel. I was surprised in the first video that a lot of you said you didn't use towels as running backs. So that's just, I think it's more of a personal thing for me. I mean, as a coach, and we give out our running backs. I mean, we purchase towels for them to use. So I think it's an important thing as a ball carrier to have a way to dry your hands or have some way. But I did hear a lot that would have rather taken this item off, and that's okay. But the Nike Vapor Towel is one that I've liked, and there's several other football towels, not just this one, but I was just using this one as an example of one of the newer styles of football towels that just kind of, you can use this one in a variety of ways. This one kind of just tucks down in the pants, and easy like that. It's, it'll break away real easy, but a nice football towel is one thing. And you don't have to get real crazy with these either. I mean, you can spend a couple bucks or you can spend $20. It's just, how you look at it. Number 6, and this is the item that everybody said I left out. The football visor. So the one reason that I left the football visor out in the beginning was this. I consider this more of a swag item, only because it's not essential to the game of football. Like, you can play the game of football without a visor. However, running backs would potentially benefit from having extra protection in the face because the running back goes through the blockers and then through the tacklers on the defense. And yeah, you're going to be tackled and possibly get poked in the eye. And that's the most common comment that I've seen through that. But just because you get poked in the eye once doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy a visor. So there are, like I said, I put it in because a lot of you said it's important to you. So if it's important to you, it's important to me. And as a football YouTuber, I'm gonna tell you about all the visors that are out there. Nike, Oakley, Under Armour, Zenith now makes their own, visors. So all the helmet companies, are making, their visors themselves, and Schutt obviously has them as well. And like I said, it's just one of those things that I didn't find, first of all, very practical, but you guys have convinced me that, you should keep it in your arsenal as a running back. So I'm good with that. And like I said, I've reviewed these for years. I'm not against football visors for running backs. I don't care. If you want to wear one, that's, like I said, this is for you guys. And that was all the input that I got. But a lot of people got mad at me because I left it out. So anyway, there it is. It's number 6 on the list. We are getting down to number 5 now. Now, when you get to the number 5 spot, we could start swapping out some of these things. So I consider this to be a very loose list. And really, what really matters at the top or the bottom really doesn't matter. It's what you, as the player, consider to be important to you. And I'm kind of giving you the idea. If you've ever played this position, these are some things you might need to look at. So just keep that in mind as you're watching this video. Number 5, I included a padded compression top. I didn't include this in the previous video that I did 2 years ago, but I am a big fan of these for running backs, only for the added protection that you get with these. Okay? And the one added protection that I see is within the shoulders, having just a little bit extra padding on top of the shoulders and on the sides of the body. So in the rib area, having a little extra protection on the ribs, because the shoulder pads are going to cover the chest area, and then your ribs on the side are exposed, so having that would leave you very protected. Now, these do, run up in price pretty quick. You can go on the cheap side and still get a decent one, or you can buy a $100 one from Nike. I mean, it's your choice. Like I said, the flashier you get, or the name brand that you get, and everything's name brand that we talk about, but I mean, it's really just, it doesn't matter which one you get. I'm just using this as an example, this Riddell Volt one. This has been at Dick's Sporting Goods for a long time, so that's just kind of one option as well. Number 4, I think, in the arsenal of things, back plates can kind of be considered as swag items as well, but I did go ahead and throw in the back plate as well. I like the Riddell Chrome back plate just as a personal preference as far as running backs go. I like the Schutt back plates and the Battle back plates. I really, really like. And I think all the back plates are fine. And it really doesn't matter, you don't have to have a Riddell one. You can get by with a Battle one for $30. Same deal on this one. The flashier you go, the more expensive they get. But in terms of why this is a useful item, if you fit this correctly and you get it to cover your lower back instead of your mid to upper back, and really fit this the correct way, instead of having this thing that flops out at the back of your pads, and really have it fit correctly, it's going to be a good tool for you as a running back. Remember, as running back, we're also talking about fullback position as well, and even H-back positions along with that. So that's just another little item I consider with this whole list. I included it in the last one, and it didn't leave this one. So we are still including the back plate in our list. Going on to number 3, starting to kind of cut it close on things that I think are important as far as essentials just to play the game. Okay? And as we get closer to this list, this is what you got to have. So number 3, and like I said, you can adjust this, and I use this setup as just a loose way to go through everything. But football girdles, I mean, you should be, wearing one of these as a running back. I mean, yes, you're going to have football pants. If you're a younger, football player, you may have the built-in pads on your pants. They're Nike and Under Armour make them, but the pads are already built in, and that's the same thing as this. Don't get me wrong. This is I gear this to more towards the upper levels. The high school players that are just using the pants alone, and then having to put the pants in there. The 7-pad girdles are really nice because it comes with all 7 pads. I really like the Riddell ones. Those are my personal favorite. The one thing that I'll say about this is It's not that crazy of an essential item, but like I said, you can rack up money real quick as far as how you order this. So I'm just doing it in my personal opinion. So you guys can make your own list down in the comments below as far as like how we put all this together. Going on to number two. Number two, I left down to two options here, and this is more of a style preference on what type of running back you are or what you're looking for in your football gloves. But football gloves, I would say, is the second most essential item that you would need in the game of football. As far as the running back position goes, I really like the Nike Superbad glove. Any padded receiver glove is going to do just fine for a running back or a fullback or an H-back type player. You can also go with a true receiver glove with no padding on the back. Obviously, the one difference is the Adidas 7.0 Adizero glove is a non-padded glove, and the Nike Superbad is a padded receiver glove. So just know there's some differences there. The padded receiver gloves are always going to cost more than the regular. So just kind of be aware of that. I really like the Adidas gloves. That's something new that's really come out in the last few years, and the Adidas gloves are really nice. The Nike Superbads, these are the 4s, and so right now they have the Superbad 5s out right now. So that's just kind of one of the newer things that are out today. Now going on to our final item. This is the most essential thing you have to have. I mean, and I think you all know what's coming. I mean, in the start of all of those videos, I started with cleats because it's like I'm going to talk about the style of cleats that you need to use for the game of football as a running back. Whatever position we talked about, whether it was quarterback, running back, receiver, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, defensive back, we went through all of those positions. And cleats always seem to bring up more questions just because a lot of people want to know, is this style okay? Is this certain brand? Is the Under Armour Highlight cleat good? Is the, y'all have had a lot of comments on that. And that's why I think it's the most crucial thing. And I've seen, everything from this, but cleats are the most important thing you have to have, and that's number one. It seems extremely simplistic to say that this is number one, but if you didn't have any of these other items, you could still play running back with a pair of cleats. Like, that's just how it goes. You don't have to have all this other stuff. I'm just kind of giving you an idea about, what all's out there. If you're new to these positions, like, that's something you just kind of have to know. I really like, and it really just depends. Like, if you don't think, a mid-style cleat is good for a running back, that's okay. If your style is you want to have a faster cleat, like that's your preference. I would say that this cleat in particular, the Adidas Freak cleats, these would more or less be, for a power running back, any type of downhill style of running back. If you're a speed back, something like that, you're using your speed as your advantage, probably going to look at something else. I really like these cleats in particular for fullbacks and tight ends. Even defensive ends could, use these as well. It's a very stable cleat. Linebackers could really benefit from these, but just use them as an example. With these, like I said, just kind of went through everything that we needed to talk about with cleats, because you could also use a low style cleat. It's not like I said, you can pick whatever style is going to best fit you, so that's where I leave this open to you guys. So comment down below what your top items are for running back. If you don't play running back, go ahead and put your input in, because you guys should all know that I don't play running back. I'm a football coach and played offensive line and defensive line in college, so you would know that, hey, I didn't, I'm not a running back, okay? But I'm using my knowledge to give you guys an idea about what kind of gear you need. I've been doing this a long time and have found a lot of you guys out there have really helped me on these lists. So I truly thank you guys for making this video happen, because it was all about you guys making this video happen. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out my Instagram for updates on all the videos that we have. We have new videos coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to check back for those. Make sure you're subscribed, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.